Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last 3 video series on the iconic band Led Zeppelin. In video 1, we looked at their first 3 albums and their start. In the second video, we looked at the iconic rock masterpiece Stairway to Heaven. And in the third video, we looked at things post that song. So I trust you found all that encouraging. We're going from there to 1988 in London. Damon Albarn on vocals, Graham Coxon on guitar, Alec James on bass, and David Rowntree on drums. These guys would form under the name Seymour, and they would actually do their first gig around 1989. Enter Andy Ross, an executive with Food Records, a division of A&R, and said, you know, we think these guys are pretty good. We might want to sign you up, but we're not keen on the name Seymour. So Andy would actually present a few names to the guys, and one of the names was Blur. And the guys thought, hey, that's a great name for a band. Let's actually go with that. So they did adopt the name Blur in 1990. And it's around that point that they were asked to be a support act for the iconic band The Cramps, and they got to try out some of their original songs with their audiences. A couple of singles at the start. She's So High, this is their first ever single, got to number 48 in the UK, so not bad for an opening single. Followed up with There's No Other Way, that got to number 8 on the UK charts. So they were starting to get a bit of a following, and fans were starting to think, hey, gee, these guys are pretty good. There's something pretty cool about these guys. Of course, when we get to the 1990s, we're getting into grunge, bands like Oasis and Nirvana, well and truly. So I've got a live version of She's So High and There's No Other Way below. In 1991, they would eventually release the album Leisure, and the album would actually get to number 10 in the UK charts. And they were starting to leave the more pop-orientated stuff and get a little bit into a bit of a heavier sound, including the song Bang, which actually got to number 24, got official clip of that one below. And also the song Pop Scene, one of their most well-known tracks, so it's a bit of a crowd favourite, live version of that one below. They'll follow up in 1993 with Modern Life is Rubbish. What a great album title that one is. And they were starting to get influenced by such bands such as the Kinks. They had gone on a US tour, and they were kind of hoping, well, we've got a bit of a thing happening here, we've got a bit of a thing going, this is how we go in the US. And they very quickly found out that they were out of place over there. The music wasn't quite working because these guys were English, but what they were trying to do is they were trying to fit into America. Well, it just wasn't working, and so Modern Life and Rubbish was released in 1993, got to number 15 in the UK, and very much influenced by the heaviness of the Kinks. You know, You Really Got Me is a little bit on the heavy side. In 1994, we had the album Park Life was released. Of that album, we've got the song Girls and Boys. This got to number 5 in the UK and actually got into the number 59 in the Hot 100. We've got a live clip of that one below. In 1995, the album The Great Escape was released. Damon was finding his songwriting nuances, I suppose, and he was very much telling stories through the third-person narrative. And a couple of critics told this album, and the characters dysfunctional, misfit characters, but because of that, this album had an accomplished sound, sumptuous and heart-stopping, almost inspiring. We got the official clip of that album of a country house. This song apparently was inspired by a person that they knew that retired to a country house, and so everything that goes with this sprawling estate. You've just got to imagine that particular scene, big house, manicured gardens and all that sort of stuff. But there were tensions with direction at this point, and they did want to leave this Britpop image a little bit, because bands such as Oasis were around at the same time. There was a bit of a rivalry happening between Blur and Oasis, and they would release the album Blur into 1997. We've got the song Beetle Bum below. There's some pretty incredible chord progressions in this particular song. These guys aren't scared to actually shake up the chords, and absolutely it's a beautiful song in many, many ways. But the song where I first heard Blur was just a song aptly named Song 2. Woohoo! Da-da-da-da, woohoo! That one. This song is very, very, very heavy indeed. When the guitars start off, it's really quite heavy indeed. I've got official and live version of this one below. This got to number 6 in the Billboard Modern Rock charts, number 2 in the UK Singles Chart, and number 55 in the Billboard Hot 100. So when you play the song official and live clip below, you will know this song. Everybody knows this song. This is an absolute monster hit, this one. Certainly got to its way in Australia, and this song did find itself in many, many movies. Woohoo! There's many things going high. This song is a song of excitement, isn't it? If you're going woohoo about something and then absolutely playing guitar the loudest that you possibly can, well, that's really saying that, you know what, we're really, really excited. We're really excited to be playing on stage. We're really, really excited to find a song that finally really typifies our sound to the world. We're really excited about the fans and the way that they're kind of acknowledging us at the moment, and also the industry. And we're just really, really excited. So we're just going to sing about it. Woohoo! Yeah, and you know, and quite often we have woohoo moments, don't we? We want to get really, really excited, and we want life to be really, really good, and we really, really want to enjoy life. I do remember I used to take learners out to learn to drive, and the first one that got his P's, which he passed the test, I actually yell out in the car park, yes! Because I really, really, it was really such a privilege to actually see my first guy ever get to pass the driving test. And so there was certainly an exhilarating moment, and life is full of exhilaration. At the times when we really, really want to celebrate, we can't contain our excitement, we can't contain our euphoria, and why should we? It's a little bit like when you go down a roller coaster and you know you're getting to the top and you're petering at the top there, and all of a sudden way down you go, and you put your hands up in the air and you go whee, and all that sort of thing. No, we don't have to hold it all in, do we? We don't have to pretend like we're all cool and all the rest of it. No, we just let ourselves get carried away with the moment. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to feel the rush of exhilaration, the rush of, you know, of having absolute ball with something. Not having to hold it in and be all cool and be all the rest of it, but to be human being. As human beings, we're designed to, first of all, experience the lows of life, but also to experience the absolute highs. And for Blur, who'd actually had a few albums by this point, they were feeling that exhilaration. They were feeling the joy of seeing crowds really, really, really respond to their music. And, you know, why wouldn't you want to celebrate the fact that you're kind of making a bit of a difference in this world by going, woohoo! Absolutely. And song 2, well, it could mean anything, but, you know, we've had songs up to now, but this is like a new version for us. And so to be able to, I suppose, just be human and to, you know, to express exhilaration and joy and excitement is absolutely an amazing thing. I do remember a daughter taking me on a show, a ride at the Royal Adelaide Show. Now, you know what it's like. Normally you look at a ride and you look at it and think, nah. Well, I didn't do that with this case. My daughter just dragged me on. And I suppose, you know, being a daughter, you're just going to kind of go with it. Well, this ride did everything from upside down to backwards to sideways to round and round in circles. And I was thinking, wow, okay. But halfway through, I was starting to think, well, you know what? This thing's designed to keep me in. And I dared at that point to enjoy myself. And I just sort of let myself go and to experience the joy of it, and was absolutely amazing. Of course, when I got off the ride, I pretended like I didn't enjoy it, and just to give my daughter a bit of fun. But you know, that's the sort of feeling we want, to let ourselves go. So as you listen to the official and live version of song 2 below, just think back to times when you've been exhilarated and you've really wanted to make the most of life. So, Blur have been around for a while, 1991 to 2023. That's over 30 years, guys. Well and truly part of the 1990 Britpop grunge movement and morphing into many, many other things, because I've actually had 9 studio albums, 4 EPs, 6 live albums, 35 singles, 37 music videos. Sold about 7 million albums worldwide, so well and truly contributed to this collaborative legacy of this thing called music. They've also won a few awards, a few MTV Music Awards, and also some Brit Awards. I've also been nominated for a Grammy too, by the way. And so they well and truly have been respected by fans and also by the industry. So the links to those 8 clips are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Led Zeppelin. So if you want to recap on the 3rd installment of that series, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Life Reflection True Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to get on to Donna Lewis. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.